Welcome back. We're the Aussie Dime Dotters, and today we're recapping some of the games in the past week, in season and regular season.
Yeah, so starting off, we've got Philly and Pacers, 137 to 126. Philly taking the win. Tyrese Maxey,
50 P's.
He's the
50
guy.
points.
50 P's.
He's so good, man. Watching him was just so mesmerising. It's just 50 points at the end of the day.
Yeah, great game. And then when you combine that with Joel Embiid, it's 87 points between the two of them.
Yeah.
They provided most of the scoring for Philly the other day.
Yeah.
But I'm not mad at it. If they want to go out and do that every day, I'm not mad at it. Maxi, most improved.
Yeah, at this point, 100%.
Most improved.
I would say Ben Simmons, but because of his nerve injury, and he's gonna be out for a bit.
I don't see Ben Simmons dropping 50 pieces.
No, neither do I, but I see him getting triple doubles.
That's a near triple double for Maxi, who's a lot shorter than him. He got 7 boards at 6'2".
Like, I'm surprised he got 7 boards and 5 assists while putting up 50 points. Like, they weren't going. Don't get
He
me
had 3
wrong.
blocks as well.
Yeah, he did. Those were actually.
He had like one crazy chase down block.
Yeah, those actually were really cool.
He's insane, man.
Yeah, he's probably been one of the most entertaining players in the league, I'd say.
Mm.
When I put on the Philly game, I love watching him, man. And the fact it's his 3rd year, he's still got a long career ahead of him. It's going to be really good.
You know what's crazy as well? Joel and Maxi are the highest scoring duo in the league. They average like 66 points a game. The next closest is like 59 or something. 58.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, with numbers like that, I'm not surprised, really, that they're at the top. But
Oh, wow.
also, Tobias Harris, 18 points, 9 and 4. It's a very good performance still when you consider that 2 other players put up 37 and 50.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of points to be getting there.
Yeah, them 3 alone got more than 100 points.
Yeah,
Like, wow.
over 100.
That's crazy. That's a really good game. Before we continue, prayers up to Kelly. Not good news. Philly are going to miss him, and hopefully things get better for him. But this I saw Maxi's post game interview, and he said it was all for Oubre.
Yeah. It's,
I only just met him, and he loves him. I think they all love him. I think he fits into Philly quite well.
He's a great addition to the team.
So hopefully he's not out for too long. I know he's got a couple of broken ribs and stuff, but we'll see how that goes. But as long as they can keep winning games, they're still the first seed in the East, which is quite impressive, considering. We all said that the Clippers won the trade,
Yeah,
right? Which they haven't won a game with Harden yet.
Nope,
So,
on 5. Yep.
So realistically, did Philly win that trade?
I think so. Based off the past 5 games, I think so.
At the moment,
At the moment, yeah. Clippers just being 0-5 since the Harden trade. Did you see the clip where Terrence Mann had that side-eye as soon as Harden walked in the locker room?
Yeah, I was talking to you
Yeah,
about it
yeah.
last. I was like, Terrence Mann knew his minutes were going down. And
Yeah, and they just knew it was going to hell.
then James Harden saying he is the system. Well, you as the system isn't working. Just saying.
No, not at all. Anyways, moving on to the Pacers then. Despite losing, Tyrese still had 25 points, 17 assists. Only grabbed 1 board, but
He's cracked this season. He's all-star for sure. But yeah, he's like an easy 25 and 10 per night. To have 17 assists.
He's putting up, like nearly 60 points for that team. He's contributing to nearly 60 points in that game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
He's insane. It was like when he was playing the Hornets and he had like 46 or something, but he still had like 13 assists.
Yeah, something like that.
And I'm like, that's insane. With a near 50 piece to have double-digit assists, that's insane.
That's rare, man.
He's good to watch too.
Yeah, he fits a lot better in Indiana than I think Sacramento.
Yeah. Well, he gets to be himself more. Like, he was playing behind Fox over there. He is the number 1 guy over there now.
Yeah. Him, Buddy Hield, TJ McConnell. I think they make a good team overall. Miles Turner.
Yeah, he had a good game as well.
He had a really good game. 22 points, 5 rebounds. Yeah, I like me personally. I actually really like Miles Turner because he can spark the ball quite well.
He's a good spacer.
Yeah, he creates a lot of space, and I think he's one of the highest shot blockers ratings in the league. I think.
The only thing that concerns me a bit, he's that big, but he only ever seems to get like 6 rebounds.
Yeah, rebounding's definitely a problem for him. especially his past games.
Yeah, but
You know where he'd fit really well? The Warriors. Bro, he's a stretch big and they need a center who can block shots.
they do.
Like, he needs to go to the Warriors.
Yeah, I think him and Draymond will make a good big pairing. I
Yeah,
reckon.
could you imagine that?
Yeah. But Golden State, actually talking to Golden State, they actually are struggling right now.
Well, Curry just went down with an injury. They
Yeah.
reckon he sprained his knee or something like that. So,
I-
timetable for returns to be disclosed yet.
Yeah, I saw the highest points in the past 10 games for Golden State is like Steph, like 30, between 30 and 40. And then
Yeah.
the next highest
It's like
player is like,
Mm.
no, I think Saric had like 19 or 20
Yeah.
points or something like that. But Steph's doing all for them and they're still losing, man.
And now he's
It's,
injured, and what, you're expecting Clay to
Way to
step
drop,
up?
Yeah,
who-
drop 30.
Like,
No.
when he's on his night, he's going, like, he'll drop 30.
Yeah.
But this season alone, he hasn't looked good. The same as Wiggins. Like, he's averaging, like, 9 points.
Yeah.
Like, Wiggins should be at least a 15-point per game scorer.
Yeah, I would say he's nearly a double player. Yeah, but yeah, no, the Warriors are struggling right now. You still reckon they're in the finals?
I think they'll figure it out as long as they can stay healthy. I think
I agree.
they're going to make a deep run as long as they can stay healthy.
Yeah, I reckon.
If they can't, different story. But, I mean, that goes with every team.
Yeah.
It's like, you look at Philly, you're like, well, if Joel stays healthy, they can stay the 1 seed.
Yeah.
You look at the Clippers, like, if they figure things out offensively and stay healthy, they're going to make... Like, they will figure it out. It's been 5 games that they've lost, yeah. But they will figure it out.
0-5 is... It's a lot, though, man. Like,
They're adjusting. They're all adjusting. They lost 4 or 5 role players. They'll figure it out.
yeah, they don't have quite a lot of depth. Come to
No.
think about it, their best... The 6-man's, what, Bones Highland?
Yeah.
He's alright, but...
You see, they're... Like, talking about the Clippers, they're still struggling to figure out their closing lineup. They subbed Harden in
Yeah, for Russ, and then he airballed the 3-point
Yeah.
on the next play.
Yeah.
That's so tough, man.
So-
Russ was pissed about that, so I saw
Yeah.
when he was coming off.
They have to figure it out, but Buddy Hield's been alright for the Pacers as well. He's still sparking
Yeah.
it from 3. Like, I remember the game that we were watching the other day on the way home from somewhere, and you were like, oh, he's got like 1 point, and then we turned it on again and he had like 14.
Yeah.
So, like, he can catch heat at any time, and
Yeah,
pretty good.
against Philly, it's 16, 4, and 3.
Mm.
And that's in 21 minutes, 20 minutes. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's
Um,
Yeah, very, very decent for the minutes he had. Definitely.
Yeah, Yeah, moving on to the OKC game and Phoenix. OKC taking it home.
Yep.
That's impressive, man. Against Phoenix. Phoenix haven't really gelled quite well together, I don't think. Bradley, Bill, Katie. I know Devin Booker's injured right now.
They're set to make their Big 3 debut tomorrow, I think.
Tomorrow, okay.
And we can only hope.
Yeah, but yeah, look, Phoenix. If they like I say with everyone, if they figure things out, stay healthy, they look like a good team. But yeah, Shea 30. What was that? 35 points.
35, yeah.
7 rebounds, 4 assists.
Shay's that guy.
Wow.
He's just that guy.
No,
I've
yeah.
been saying that.
Yeah. No, in the past I didn't, but now I'm. Yeah. Wow.
Big
You
Shea fan.
finally,
Yeah,
you finally see
I'm a
it.
Shea fan. Wow.
Yeah.
But that OKC team is going to be good for time.
Oh, in the near future, I'm excited to see what OKC does.
The only
man.
problem I'm worried about, give it 2-3 years when people are off their rookie contracts. How are they?
That's what I was gonna say.
How are they going to keep them all?
Like the James Harden situation
Yeah.
when he was in OKC and they didn't want to give him too much money, so they let him go.
Because that's the thing. You can let Shea go, but you lose one of the best guards.
Yeah,
in the
you
league.
can't let Shea go. I think it's going to come down to one of the other players on the team.
Jalen Williams, who
Could
this
be.
game had like 31 or something.
But what is he
Okay.
averaging? 10, 15? He's not going to put up more than that, I don't reckon, on the average game.
You watch, he goes somewhere else and if he gets to play like a Kuz role, he's averaging 20.
Yeah, but in here, when he's not the main man, he's not. He's more of that, second.
Same with
option.
Giddy. How do you keep Giddy there?
Well, Giddy's a bit of a wild card, I reckon. Because we all have to sort of wait and see how they're all playing by the end of the rookie contract to see whether they're going to get the extension or not. But Giddy's, he could be doing a lot better. At least I thought he'd do better this season.
Yeah.
He still has his like triple double sort of stat line. Like he gets his boards, he gets his assists, he gets his points. Ben Simmons type player, really. He gets the sort of similar numbers to him. But, yeah, I don't know. I thought he'd be getting more points by now. He's struggling to score. I mean, I've seen a few games with him where he's missing layups. I'm not going to say they're open, but a lot of other players in the NBA would be able to make them. Let's put it that way. So
he hasn't fully developed his shooting ability yet, I would say.
No.
He's still struggling from downtown a bit. But
I mean, the thing we've got to remember as well, looking at last season, Shea was injured for a lot of it. So Giddey took that step up in points where he doesn't necessarily have to. He had 10 points and they still won.
that is true. Yeah, no, he plays a very good role with them, considering the amount of players on the team and what they're doing.
I mean, and Chet was injured last year too.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
He's back and he's a 15 point per game guy. Like,
no, Giddey will find us. He'll get there eventually. But yeah, right now he doesn't need to score a lot of points. That's Shane Chet's job.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He fits in perfectly, I'd say, with the team. He's doing everything they need, and it's not like he needs to get more points at all. No, but yeah, I mean, let's put it this way: if you put Giddey on another team, I think his numbers would.
Let him be the main guy.
Yeah, if you let Giddey be the main guy, I think he'd be putting up absolute crazy numbers. So I guess that's a decision for him to make, whether he wants to stay in OKC or not. I think he seems pretty happy there at the moment. But
I think because I genuinely think a couple of years, if they manage to keep their young core, once they develop and mature a bit, I think they're making a title run.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah, in the coming years, yeah.
And I think if I was Giddey, I would stick around for that.
The title run, yeah.
Try and get a ring, then dip.
Yeah.
Go get your money and be that guy somewhere else.
But yeah, I agree. Stay right now. Go wait a couple of years. Go get your ring. Put up some decent triple double, like nice numbers, and then you can go to a worse organization and then be that guy where you're later down the line your shooting ability is better. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it could be improved. And then down the line you're going to be averaging 20, 25 points, and that could be later down the line. But yeah.
No, all I can say is OKC is so fun to watch. Like, I don't. It's not like I can say they remind me of a prime Warriors team, but the enjoyment is there to watch, like, those teams.
Yeah, they're all young. They all trust each other. They play fundamental.
But they even they just dap each other up on everything. They look happy to be there. There doesn't look a guy even on the bench. You know how a guy that's normally should be getting minutes, he's on the bench and he's like unhappy. Every single guy on that bench is up cheering for like everything. It gives me like, you remember Brooklyn Nets vibes when they were playing Philly in the first round with like Jared Dudley and all that, and D'Lo, and they were all up on the bench doing the dancing. That's what OKC reminds me of. So look, I'm saying play-ins, playoffs. I reckon they could get to the second round if they go well.
Yeah,
I still have them fourth, fifth seed. Honestly, I reckon they're gonna do very well.
The only thing that worries me is just the lack of experience in playoffs because they're so young.
Yeah, that's also why I reckon they're close though. Yeah, because they can all relate because they're all the same age. They're going through the same experiences at the same time, so it's very relatable for each other. Yeah. Anyways, we'll move on to the Suns then. KD, 28 points, 9 boards, 4 assists.
Standing KD.
Yeah, standing KD.
I expect him to get 20, 25 a game.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's that good of a scorer.
I'd say everybody on this Suns team has had an average game. Eubanks got 15 points, 5 boards.
He's doing decent off the bench, I'd say.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
He's earned his minutes.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
So when like that team is healthy, I think they'll still find minutes for him.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. He's doing decent. KD's doing his job. Like I said, Devin Booker injured. Bradley Beal's doing alright, 15, 8, and 5.
That's standard for Bradley Beal. Like
I'm
happy that for a guy that's like normally a score first guy to have 5 assists, it's pretty good for Beal.
I mean, I'd probably rather that number to be a bit higher, the points.
Yeah, but I think once Devin Booker comes back, I think his assists will take it. No, I think his assists will go up.
Yeah, his assists will go up. His points will definitely drop down a bit more. But
like, I think, that's a good game for him. I'm happy. He hasn't played for how long because of injury, so.
And then it also comes down to who's just having a shit game, right? Who's just having their off game? Who's on? Who's on fire? Who are you going to give the ball? You've got 3 good options, great scorers.
Hmm.
So I think that if the Suns work it out, man, they could down the line. Whew, they're going to be a problem for everyone else in the West.
Yeah, I suppose we'll just have to wait and see. But as we'll move on to the in-season games now. We'll start off with Minnesota Spurs. 117-110. Minnesota won that one, and let's talk about Minnesota.
They're here. They're here. They're real this year. They're real. They're going to be a playoff team. I think they're going to be a playoff team. They're sitting at the 3 seed in their conference at the moment. They have the best defense in the league, and they've beaten the Nuggets. They've beaten the Warriors. They've beaten another top team. Like, it's not like their wins have come from easy teams.
No.
And I wouldn't say like that Spurs are an easy team this year anymore, because I think they figured it out, especially with Wemby. A lot of teams are like, oh, I've got to go against a 7'4" guy that can do everything. And Spurs have proven that they're actually a team that like can hold it with other teams. They showed they can hold it with Warriors. They were almost there with Minnesota. They were there with like all these other teams. So I wouldn't say it's an easy team, and Minnesota still came out and won by 7.
Yeah.
Like, Ant's taken that jump.
No, I agree. Yeah, Ant and Kat put in the work, doing bits for their team. I like the Minnesota team right now. Rudy, doing his job, 11, 10, and 1. Just looking for that double-double. Give the ball to Ant and Kat. I enjoyed, man. They're entertaining.
28 points for Ant.
Yeah.
And 29 for Kat. So, I mean, that's what I want from them. That's what I want from that Timberwolves team. And Ant has taken a step up defensively. Like, had you told me that last year, I would have been like, you're kidding, he's not a defender. But he's taken that jump, and he actually looks good playing on-ball defense. Like, I don't know, he's just... I'm here for it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm here for it. They're interesting. And one thing I've noticed about the Timberwolves as well, compared to, like, you say the Grizzlies, for example. Look at Jaren. He gets, like, 3 blocks, which is good, but he fouls out all the time.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert gets, like, 2 blocks, and he'll have, like, 2 fouls. Like, he manages to get the... Like, his defensive presence is so good, and he can do that without fouling out, which makes their defense the way it is, really.
Yeah, Triple J likes to play that high risk, high reward type of play style on defense, where he's gonna go for it. There's no easy buckets. I think Rudy's a bit taller than Triple J, so he doesn't. So he's not that athletic. Let's be real. So he doesn't have to actually play that high risk, high reward. He can just sit there, and he'll get a block. He'll get a block or two every game, and he's 7 foot at the end of the day. Right, his defense, his interior defense is going to be immaculate.
Yeah.
And,
Which, like, Minnesota are proving that in the modern NBA you can play with 2 bigs. Like, you look at Rudy, he had 10 boards. You look at Kat, he had 12 boards.
Yeah,
and they still won.
You see last season was rough for Minnesota, man.
I think they were trying to figure it out last season.
Yeah,
and it took
a while.
But if they keep it up this year, I'm just saying they're a good looking team. Like,
right now, early in the season.
And I think it's Jaden McDaniels, the wing.
Jaden
He's
McDaniels.
a 3-and-D wing, and he'll give you like 20 on a random night. Like, he's good. He can board as well. Like, I don't know. They're a good team at the moment.
Yeah, very good team. I'm very glad that Ant's taken that step up as well. I think he's really trying to lead this team. Because one could argue it was Kat's team before. Maybe not last season, but season before.
Yeah.
So it's good to see Ant's taking that role now. It's also, in the modern day NBA, it's sort of hard for bigs to take a leading role unless you're very dominant, like a Jokic or an Embiid.
Yeah, well, especially the fact that it's now a 3-point based game.
Exactly.
It's much harder for bigs to score in this type of era. But you look at Jokic, where he just does as many hooks.
Yeah, Jokic just
does as many hooks, and it's free, man.
Exactly. So yeah, but for the rest of the league, it's mostly guard dominant in terms of leading a team or forward. So it's good to see Ant taking that step up, and I think it's really going to help him out.
I think the Olympics helped him out there.
The Olympics, yeah.
Because he took a massive step in that, and he was like almost that guy in the Olympics. So I think giving that role, he can take that experience back to Minnesota and do what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, it was like when they beat the Warriors, I think it was yesterday or the day before. Like, he shot it really bad and still had like 30 points. Like, he's just going to be that guy,
Yeah.
And he's, 22 maybe?
Yeah, he's young.
Yeah, young.
Yeah, he's going to be a superstar in this league.
The consistency is the best part of it. Being able to consistently put up those numbers.
Yeah.
So
He's going to be a superstar in this league.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I reckon he's a couple more years, maybe even on par with Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
Could happen. But we'll
Spurs.
Yeah, Spurs, Wemby.
This is a good game for Wemby finally.
It is. Is that 27?
20, I think it was
20.
20.
Yeah,
Well, it was
29,
29.
and 4.
29-9-4, yeah.
Yeah,
Good game for Wemby.
Yeah, nine boards is pretty good for him as well, considering he's a stick and going up against Rudy, who like, although he's a lot taller and probably should be grabbing those boards, Rudy and Cat both have the muscle on him.
Yeah.
So 9 boards, almost a double. That's pretty impressive. 29 points, like he's once he gets a couple of seasons under his belt, he's gonna be like one of the best scorers we've ever seen.
Yeah, I think right now he's a bit. I wouldn't say afraid. Actually, no, I'm gonna say afraid. He's a bit scared to go to the ring. He's a bit afraid to get some contact. And look, that's all right. But his shooting is magnificent right now.
Yeah, he can spark it from the mid range, from the 3.
His percentages is through the roof.
He shoots over the rim half the time.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. And his handling that gets him that open shots to create space. Oh, it's perfect. But yeah, I think down the line eventually he'll don't get me wrong. He's hit a couple posterizers already in the league. Like he's had some highlights, but yeah, I think down the line when he's more used to the NBA type of game style, he could become much more lethal than what
and he's already averaging like near 20 a game.
Yeah.
Like he's a freak.
Yeah, he's an alien.
It's just that muscle.
Yeah.
Once he puts on that muscle,
Could you imagine he develops like Giannis?
that's exactly what I was about to say. If he
Giannis
develops
was-
like Giannis,
Giannis was a stick. Now look at him. If
Yeah.
Wemby puts that on, like you may as well just end the league.
it would be over. No one would be able to stop him.
The only issue would be injuries, right?
Yeah.
Being that high, you're very injury prone, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like Giannis doesn't get injured, I would say often, right?
Yeah.
But
You look at the tall guys; they were
Yeah.
like, especially when it comes to like their backs, because they have issues.
yeah,
like,
they're so elongated.
But
Yeah.
if like he's gonna have money, right? He can put that into his body and do
Oh,
LeBron.
yeah.
Like it's
Exactly. You can do whatever.
like I don't know. He's gonna be crazy. What's funny is when you watch him as well. Like he'll get it at the 3-point, and it's like he'll have someone guarding him, but he'll just shoot over him. It's like they can't do anything.
Yeah, what are you
because
gonna do?
They're down here, and he's looking over them, so he's got a clear view of the ring anyway.
It's not a contest at all.
No, it's just not. Vassell's having a good season. Devin Vassell. He had 29 this game.
3 and 4.
He's had games where he's had more assists as well, but no, he's been a good scorer for them.
Yeah,
I
solid.
think, I don't know, Popovich is just a really good coach, and he knows how to get the most from these young guys, especially guards. Like all the guards Pop has worked with, like he can transform anyone into that good of a player. I mean, Vassell is that guy of a scorer. We've seen Popovich now has transitioned Jeremy Sohan, who was a 4/5 last season, over to a point guard. Like Jeremy Sohan is running a point big right now.
Yeah. And honestly, it's low-key working.
He's doing
Right.
well.
He's doing all right. He had 14, 7, and 5 in this game. He's dishing the ball well. He's
He
scoring
averages
well.
like 4.55 assists.
Yeah.
Like,
The free throws definitely need a bit of work, I would say.
Yeah.
I really don't like that one-handed free throw.
that, like
But
again, that's
you do what you want.
Yeah.
But like from an outsider point of view, it is ugly. But look, if it works for him, it works
Again,
for him.
they're quite a young team, like similar to OKC, not on the level OKC are,
Mm.
but they're a young team and they've got a great coach. Like they're going to be a problem in a couple of years if they keep these guys.
No,
Yeah.
definitely 100%.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Spurs are actually alright this season. I do like them.
Yeah.
Next game, another in-season tournament. Dallas versus Clippers, 144-126. Dallas taking the win on that one. Luka, 44 points.
He's that guy.
And that's in 30 minutes, mind
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's not a whole game.
He didn't even play the fourth quarter or
No.
like anything close to it.
That's ridiculous. He played 2.5 quarters and he's putting up a near 50 bomb. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, he might get MVP. He's in the race. He's
Thank
third.
you.
He
He's
might.
He's top three.
He might get it. I think Jokic is ahead right now, but
Wait till we get on the Jokic conversation later. Wait till you see what happened there.
I have Luka winning MVP.
I can see
That's
it,
just me.
but it's Jokic, man.
I know, but he's already won like 3.
So he didn't get a lot.
Voters
It's
fatigue.
just-
Voters fatigue. You never know.
Yeah, like,
Voters fatigue came into effect last season. That's why Joel got it.
yeah.
True.
So it'll reset, and he has.
So what, he's gonna go for another 1 or 2, and then we're just back to Joel or
Probably.
Luka.
Probably.
It's just like, yeah, like you obviously need that break. Like obviously, yeah, Jokic is gonna have the highest numbers in the league, right? There's no doubt about it. But it's just him winning and doing the same thing every year. Like, are you really gonna give it the MVP to him every year just because of what he's doing? Don't get me wrong, he's dominant.
Because what
He
big
should.
man have we seen do this?
Well,
What big man has done and is doing what he can do?
I wouldn't say.
Wilt Chamberlain. That's
wouldn't-
the
I
last
don't-
time we saw it.
Yeah, I don't even
They
think
didn't see
Will
it.
put up that many assists, to be honest with you.
He had a couple games he put up crazy, but not
Yeah, but
consistently
not
like that.
consistently,
No,
not
not
on
at
a
all.
nightly basis.
I would definitely say Jokic is the best passing big of all time. Don't get me wrong.
Mm.
But I would say I would put Kareem over him, right? Kareem or Hakeem
Kareem.
over Jokic right now. Yeah,
Really? Okay.
just Kareem's just
Give it a season, man.
give it a couple seasons. Honestly,
Jokic is gonna
Jokic
be one
could
of the
be.
best bigs we've ever seen. play
We
the game.
could say he's the best big of all time in a couple of seasons, but right now, he's. Well, I'm not saying he's not magnificent, right? He's playing extraordinary, but it's just the fact he's doing the same thing every game. You know what I'm saying, right?
But all
The
players-
MVP race.
All players do the same thing every game too. Like, what do you mean?
No,
by
you know what I'm saying, right? For the MVP race, I'm not saying in an actual in-game situation. I'm saying MVP race wise, I don't want him winning the MVP every single year.
Well,
That's
he's
what
not
I'm
because
saying.
Joel won it last year.
Yeah, but I'm saying let's be real, he probably should have won it last year because he had more numbers
Definitely
than
should
Joel.
have.
Yeah,
So
he should.
that's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah,
Jokic shouldn't win it every year, and thank God they gave Joel it last year.
that's why I think because he got snubbed of it last year that he's more inclined to get it this year.
So you reckon they've had a break for him for a year, and then they're going to go back to him for 1 or 2
Yes,
seasons?
because you can't disregard the numbers 2 seasons in a row when he's improved on his game from last season. Last season he put up phenomenal numbers and didn't win. This season he's improved. There's no way that they go, oh no, we can't give it to him again.
Well, you can't. You probably could. You could probably just be like, let's give it 2 seasons of a break, right? Because he won 2 seasons in a row. We'll match it, and then we can give it to him for another 1 or 2 seasons, and then we'll reassess.
No, I don't think that's how it works, mate.
Okay.
I hate to break it to you, I don't think that's how it
I just
works.
want Luka winning MVP because he deserves it. I think.
Well, the thing is with the MVP, they do like a story.
Yeah.
It can't just be the boring plot over and over again. That's why I think Joel might have got it because we've seen him in the past go through those playoff runs
Yeah.
where he struggled and then he finally had that season where he was on par with Jokic. Even though Jokic was slightly better than him, he was still on par, and I think the NBA took the opportunity and was like, well, this might not happen again.
Yeah. So let's give it.
So let's give it to him, and then that creates a story in itself of, oh, Jokic should have got it. Hence why we're here having this discussion, right?
Yeah.
So we'll have to wait and see because it's all story driven. I don't think Luka. You need some little bit of story at least, right? Unless there's a big gap in skill.
If
But
they come out the 1 seed,
that's exactly
Sure.
right. 1 seed, then
then
there's
we can
possibility. Exactly.
Which is possible right now.
It's possible,
It's-
but
Yeah.
it's early days in the season, man.
Yeah.
They missed the playoffs last season, and they've got pretty much the same team.
Yeah.
So, I know they're gelling a lot better. Like, we look at Kyrie this game, 27, 6, and 3. Like, they're gelling a lot better than what they did last season,
Yeah.
but they're still essentially the same team.
Yeah, they are, but they figured things out and they know how to play. But it's like Minnesota, right? You look at them with Rudy Gobert and Cat. Last season they
Yeah.
did horrible because they didn't know what to do.
And they figured it
They
out.
figured
yeah.
it out,
Mm.
and now look at them.
100%. But I'm just saying, you look at that Nuggets team compared to this team. Like, they're a lot deeper. They're a lot better.
Yeah.
If they stay the 1 seed...
I would
and
say the
finish-
depth is relatively close.
No.
You've got
No.
Tim
No,
Hardaway
it's-
Jr., Josh Green,
No.
buddy.
The Nuggets
no.
are taking it. Yeah.
The Nuggets
do.
are just... Their
I would,
depth is off the
yes,
charts.
I would say they've got more depth, but I'm saying they'll still have some depth.
Yeah, every team has some depth, besides the Clippers.
Besides the Clippers, yeah.
And maybe Washington.
Actually, we'll move on to the Clippers, man. Kawhi, 26, 3 and 4.
Kawhi doing Kawhi things.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to be happy for much longer.
No, he's upset.
Yes,
Put it that way.
I would be as well.
If I was Paul George as well, I'd be very upset.
Oh, he is having a rough time.
He hasn't figured it out since Harden came across.
No.
Yeah.
He's averaging only a couple points. I think it's actually only a couple points in the last 5 games. Like he's having a rough patch right now. Bones Highland 17, 4 and 6. That's a nice game for coming off the bench, I would say.
Considering limited minutes as well.
Yeah. Now, Russ and Harden. They had damn near the same stats, and Russ played 9 less minutes than him. To me, that's like,
They
wow.
both had 14. They both had 5 boards. Russ had 2 assists and Harden had 3.
Now,
I think that's terrible for both of them. I don't care about the points, but assists, those are your guys that are meant to be dishing out the ball. Why does Harden have 3 and why does Russ have 2? What is going on?
It is true. They need to have a lot more assists.
And they scored 126 points, and they had 3. Like, if you tell me that, like, during Rockets days, even Philly days for Harden, I'd be like, oh yeah, he had 8 assists at least.
yeah.
3.
Yeah, it's rough. But then what I figured was odd was they brought in Harden for Russ in clutch time, right? Now, if I'm the coach, I'm not doing that because Harden's just come in, right? And it proved right. Harden airballed a clutch shot. It was literally wide open in the corner. He just fully airballed it. Like, he's having a rough time over there, and. Yeah, I think right now Philly's on the trade. I'm very happy about that.
I love how we go back 1 to 2 videos and it's like, Philly lost the trade.
Yeah.
Philly lost the trade.
And then here you are.
Yeah.
Here you are, Nico Batum and Rocco doing bits for us.
Yeah, Batum swatting the ring in the backboard and dislocating his finger,
Oh.
so it's popping out like this.
Oh yeah, that was ugly.
That was
Oh.
He still came back and played the game.
And he still
to be fair,
he did.
which is quite interesting. But no, the thing is, like, depth obviously plays a massive part. And the way Philly are playing, with their now new acquired depth, right, they let Maxey go out and run that second unit. He's their main scorer and everyone else just contributes where they can. And that's why it's working. Like, our bench doesn't have many points because they leave it all up to Maxey, who's technically a starter, even though he runs the second unit most of the time. But, like, having that depth where Batum comes out and hits 3 threes, or Rocco will hit 2 threes and play good defense.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I don't know, it's pretty good for Philly. Looking at from a couple of games into the trade.
Yeah.
The start of the trade on paper, that looks like a shit trade.
Yeah. They got, like we said, they got stiffed. Right? It looked like it. They got like a couple picks, a pick
They're
spot.
the 1 seed. They're the 1 seed.
Now they're the 1 seed.
It's funny.
And they beat Boston.
It's worked out well for Philly.
Yeah.
Clippers though, not so much.
No.
That team either needs to figure it out, or
and quick.
yeah,
They need to do fast because at this rate, they are what seed are they? I don't even know.
They're dropping.
Their
that's what
record's like
matters.
3 and 6 or something like that. Like
it's
horrible.
yucky, yeah. But they do need to figure it out. Otherwise, come trade deadline, I think you have to sort of
You've got to
get rid of somebody.
You've got to do something because it's not working, right? But look, maybe they'll win their first game today or tomorrow, and then they can go on a win streak, and we never know, right?
The only thing that hurts is, like, you look at them before the trade, they all looked so happy. They were like the best team in the league.
Yep. And then James Harden.
Yeah, the system. He ruined it.
What team do we think James Harden could go to and actually have a good impact?
Houston.
Back to Houston.
He should have just gone home. There were all these reports he wanted to go back there. He should have just gone.
I think I agree with that because he's literally gone through most of the decent organizations at this point, right? Wanting to circle back around. No, you're not going to do that.
But he did it with the Nets and had a massive, like, a big 3 nothing. They played 9 games together. He was still arse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came to Philly. He was okay, and then all that stuff happened. He had quite a stretch where he was arse. He's now
He
gone
did
to
nothing in the playoffs.
the Clippers. They've played 5 games. He has looked arse. Like
It's not the teams, it's him.
I think
Pretty
he's the
much.
problem. But put him on Washington, man. I don't know.
Washington. Oh no,
Like,
he
bro,
won't be
average
happy.
40 at least. Like,
He won't be happy though.
Well, Kuz won't be happy. My God, Jesus.
I don't think anyone would be happy with that.
I agree with you, Sam. I think Harden is the problem.
No, he definitely is the problem. I can't think right now anywhere he would go and be able to help out a team. Maybe Houston, but then you'd be jeopardizing.
Jalen Green.
You'd be
I
jeopardizing
know-
the youth.
I know the Sydney Kings are looking for a guard. They could
The Sydney
use
Kings.
it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Man.
That's a positive impact, no?
yeah,
It would do great there. I don't know. I don't want to say it, but it's possible that his time in the NBA is getting to a point where he can't genuinely be that guy he used to be and
He
have that
needs to
same
take
impact.
a step back like Russ is.
Exactly. Be a Russell Westbrook type player. Take that step back. Still produce good numbers. I mean, off 20 minutes, what Russ did there was pretty good performance. Yeah, he could have got more assists, but if
Yeah.
Harden can have that role or play that role, same minutes, then
Yeah. Like, obviously, if I'm Harden, right, I've got my MVP, I've got my money, like, I can go to all
You're set.
I can go to all the strip clubs I want, I've got all NBA teams. What he's missing is that ring. So you try with this Clippers team. You try hard. If you cannot get that ring, I would be like, hey, I want to go to a team and play big minutes, but as a 6-man. Get a
Yeah.
6-man of the year
So I was
award.
gonna say.
He's got almost all the accolades. Like,
Yep.
bro, like, why not? If you can't get that ring, just go get everything else. Complete the side quest.
6-man's definitely the position you should be playing,
Yeah.
or rotation.
Well, soon. I reckon give it a season.
Hmm.
Because he's still, like... I think he's still a quality... He could be a quality point guard for many teams.
Yeah.
But he needs to take that step back with the... I'm going to shoot every shot. I'm going to shoot this shot. I'm going to do this. Like, take the step back, but I believe he's still a starting guard.
Yeah.
So... Alright, moving on to the next game. We've got Washington and Raptors with the Wizards messing that one up and blowing it to the Raptors. They had a massive lead on them. Washington lost 107 to 111. Good comeback by the Raptors. What do we think?
They had a 23-point lead and they blew it. That's what I think.
That's-
I think it's horrible.
that's pretty
Hey,
bad.
Kuz at 34!
Hey, Cruz at 34. How do you do that?
Bro, they went on a stretch of 8 minutes because I was watching this game. 8 minutes or 7 minutes and they didn't score a field goal. That is bad.
ugly.
That's Washington, bro.
Yeah.
Like-
Pretty much.
NBA players not scoring in 8 minutes. Oh, that's atrocious, man.
Kuz 34, 3 and 3.
I mean,
That's
dude,
a good Cruz game.
That's
Yeah,
a good
but
scoring
come
Kuz
on.
game.
But-
But normally he's like 34 or like 20 and 7 guy.
We like before Jordan Poole and when he was on the Warriors, right? And when we saw this, we'd be like, oh, just give him the ball. He'll average 30, 40. Bro, he's not doing that.
Bro, he's ass.
he's
not doing that.
He's ass.
He's
But
been very disappointing so
You know
far.
what's like? He's still putting up these points, right? And he does not care.
No,
if
he doesn't
you
give a
watch
shit.
his attitude during timeouts, he's standing there like looking like this.
Yeah.
Bro does not care,
No.
and he's out there like, yeah, this is my team. I've got my own team.
No.
He's like, oh.
I mean, he had six assists, right, which is all right. 3 steals, that's pretty good. But 6 for 16 from the field, like he's just chucking up shots. Like he just doesn't. He doesn't want to be like.
No, I think he wants to be there, but he just doesn't care because he's won a ring. He's got his money. What does he need to do? He's not going to be an MVP player.
No, he's just.
Bro, if I'm him, I'm chucking shots too. I don't care.
I don't know. I
Plenty
think.
of baddies courtside.
In Washington.
I'm sure he could get a couple. I believe Mia Khalifa's a Washington fan, so...
Yeah, good on Jordan Poole.
But,
I think the Wizards organization is a slight problem.
oh yeah.
With the Warriors is a very
Yeah.
prestigious organization. Like you hear the stories, they've got Steve Kerr, the coach. Everything at the Warriors is pretty organized.
Yeah.
Well, obviously they have the incidents, whatnot.
Yeah.
But the Wizards, yeah, Draymond, good on
That
him.
was Jordan Poole.
That was Jordan
He's
Poole.
gone there and he's done.
But nah, the Wizards. There's a story of Russ when he was there, and he was talking about how it was very different from OKC. He said it was just I'm paraphrasing, but it was along the lines of just everyone was bums. Right, no one was. It just wasn't a good training session, right? According to Russ. So, if he's already said that about the Wizards, I can't see why the Wizards organization would be anywhere on par with Warriors or even a couple of the other big name ones. So, I think if had the Warriors sort of organizational system, right, in terms of training and front office and everything, been in Washington, perhaps it would see Jordan Poole actually putting up the numbers we thought he'd be putting up.
Yeah.
Right.
But he had that experience with Warriors. Like, you don't think he'd just let that go. I said this, he doesn't care.
It's comfort, though.
Yeah.
He's got his bag.
That's the thing, he doesn't care. I think he's out of that mentality of, let's go out and prove that I'm the best six man in the league on a winning team. Whereas now he's a starter, and he's like, I can do whatever I want.
Less repercussions as well. I feel like there's less people at Washington having to go at him.
Yeah, who's going to punch him there? Draymond?
Exactly,
Draymond's
right.
not coming to Washington.
No one's going to really get angry. Like, the fact that he's only putting up these numbers and, top 2 scoring options on the teams, it's silly. It's absolutely silly. But that just shows how...
The bright spot that Washington have had lately is Daniel Gafford. He had another good game, 14, 9 and 3 assists. Bro, he has games where he goes missing, but I don't expect him to be a top tier center. But he's had games where he's dropped 18 points, 10 boards, and I'm like, that's pretty good.
That's what you want from Daniel.
That's pretty.
He's trying. He's trying.
Yeah, I think he's a solid player. I don't mind him. He's a bit of a bright spot. So so is Kuz. Kuz is obviously, he puts up the numbers. He struggles here and there, but I feel like he tries a bit harder than what Poole does.
Oh yeah. Because Kuz is here a while, right? He actually kind of cares about the organization. Jordan Poole
kind of cares.
Yeah. Jordan Poole rocks. I'm just like,
I got my money. I got my ring.
Yeah, I'm just here to be here, man.
And he's on that contract for a while.
Yeah, he's got 4 or 5 years on it.
That's it. That's not good for the Wizards.
No.
And not at all.
Going on the Raptors.
Yeah, Raptors.
Siakam, he's back.
Oh
he's
my
back.
God.
39 points, 11 boards, and is that seven assists?
Yeah.
Your sevens look like twos, mate.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking as well before.
7
Near
assists.
triple double. Siakam is back. He was the only one trying that game at halftime. He was the only one that had any points.
Yeah.
They were down 20, like you said.
The Raptors kind of just stopped trying, and then Siakam brought them to life.
Yeah.
And look what he's done with it.
Scotty Barnes was pretty mid at halftime. Came out, and his fourth quarter alone was pretty good. He grabbed 5 boards. He had 8 points or something. A good fourth quarter from Barnes, but they just looked like they weren't trying to start the game. They're like, it's just Washington. It's an easy win. They came back.
Yeah, Scotty, 19, 9 and 4.
He's a good player, man.
He's just a good player
playing very
overall.
well.
I feel like he's a point forward too.
Yeah,
He's a
I
point
agree.
forward.
He's got a decent body type.
He's still young.
He's young. He's got good vision. I haven't seen him in the past. He's had 4 assists. Is it's all right.
That's a bit low.
It's more on the lower side though.
Because normally he gets 6 to 8.
Yeah.
But again, no one was hitting for the Raptors in the first.
Other than Siakam.
Yeah.
So
your assists are going to drop if you guys aren't shooting well.
yeah, you're fine.
Exactly.
And then Podol, 13, 6 and 5. I would probably want a couple more rebounds. But
It's
other
been
than
a
that,
quiet spot for them, I feel.
Yeah.
He was meant to come in and elevate this Raptors team to at least making a push in the playoffs, but he's been a quiet spot, man.
Yeah. I don't like the amount of boards he got. No. For Scotty Barnes to get more rebounds than Pirtle, it's a bit yucky, especially as a center. And we've seen him put up those numbers.
Yeah.
And as I said before, I love centers that board.
Yeah.
So if you're not putting up boards, I'm not happy. So
yeah, that's one of the main reasons why you're actually there, to grab a rebound.
exactly. So
I know for Washington, missing is contagious. If 2-3 people are missing, everyone's going to miss. But to only put up 16 points in the fourth quarter after your first and second you had 32 in each, they were set to lose, man. They were set to lose.
I can't.
But the shots they were chucking up was just not good.
No.
No, they weren't.
They just resorted to chucking up threes and hope it'd be easy. But then Raptors in the third quarter scoring 36 and the fourth scoring 30. That's when
it started the
caught
comeback.
fire.
Started the comeback and they won. We were watching this game. I was talking to you, Sam. I said I think the Raptors are going to win this.
Yeah.
I walked away, came back, and it was a tie game. And then, Siakam with his little spin floater that hit the front of the rim. I'm like, oh, he's missed. Nope, it's dropped in. I'm like, okay, they just won the game then. So that's quite impressive for the Raptors. But they need to sort things out, man. That was looking bad for quite some time.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see where they finish up.
Because they're not a bad team.
If on paper, like I said, they're not horrible, but Siakam needs to, I think, be a bit more consistent.
Right. Yeah, definitely more consistent.
Because he's their main point scorer, so he's going to need to do that. And Scotty Barnes just needs to play the 3 and D, but while assisting, right? But being that point forward, like you said, and the Potos needs to grab a couple more boards, and then I think they're looking pretty good if they adjust. And
one thing I want to highlight before we end this episode off, I don't know if you guys heard, the Bulls came out this morning and said they're open to trading Zach LaVine.
Really?
Yeah, they said they're interested in looking for a trade for LaVine, which is interesting to me. Obviously, I've seen the reports that Philly are interested in him prior to this. I don't know what they give up now because they don't want to ruin what they've got going. Where do we see LaVine ending up, or where do we think's a good fit for him? Because this trade rumor and the Bulls organization has now said that they are willing to give him up, which is he's been there for quite some time.
Yeah, honestly, I'm happy for the Bulls. Right, they needed to do something.
Yeah.
Right, their team was not looking amazing up until this point, especially last season.
Wow.
Again, it doesn't mean doesn't mean they're gonna trade him, but they've said they're open to discussing trades for him.
Yeah.
Now, personally, I don't want to mess up Philly, but I would love to see him in a Philly jersey.
I would. I don't know. I don't know if he would fit well. I think he'd do it. I don't know, because if you have Tyrese Maxey, Joel Embiid, and Zach LaVine with Toby, and then Kelly Oubre comes back, you've got 5 really good scorers.
I think if they get LaVine, they're giving up Toby.
Which honestly, I'm all right with. I'm not quite sure. I mean, yes, he's got a 20 PPG coming into the season, but I'm not sure, man. I don't know. I honestly,
what team could use a player like Zach LaVine?
That's what I'm thinking. It would be a team that's struggling with scoring, because Zach LaVine's that offensive player. Memphis could, Memphis. So what? Zach LaVine, John Morant, Jaren Jackson.
When Ja comes back, that's a pretty good squad.
Yeah, when he comes back,
you've got defense with Triple J and Marcus Smart, and then you've got your John Morant, Zach LaVine.
Who do you give up though? Desmond Bain. So I'd say that's probably someone you'd have to give up.
I mean, yeah, probably. Unless you can manage to give up, because it depends what the Bulls are going to do. Because they're trading LaVine, who's the youngest out of their big 3, which is Vucevic and DeRozan. So, like, are they trying to go old and then just, like, sort of rebuild? Because if they are, you could give up Marcus Smart, right? And then you play Ja Morant, Desmond Bain, LaVine at 3, Jaren, and whoever your 5 is.
Stephen Adams, probably.
Yeah, like, he's not coming back for this season, but...
Well, eventually. He will. Yeah, I reckon he will come back if playoff time. If we're lucky.
If they make it.
True. Yeah, they might not even make it at this point.
All it takes is Ja to pull out a strap.
Yeah. Another one in it.
And then he's done. There's no way. If he does...
If he doesn't want more,
he messes up, he's done, man. Like,
he shouldn't be able to play in the NBA again. He shouldn't be. It's ridiculous.
I think he should be suspended from pay and play for a whole season.
Yeah, he needs a punishment that's...
Not 25 games. Like, I know it's punished the Memphis Grizzlies. Like, if it's the NBA script, we don't know. Like, if this was meant to be. But I just think he's had enough chances and he should have learned his lesson.
Yeah.
If he does it again, whole season.
I agree.
One season.
Whole season.
I reckon at minimum 2.
No, two is too long.
I think
it doesn't make sense.
A superstar player.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that to him. That's why they only gave him 25 games.
Yeah, they wouldn't, because he's too valuable for just the NBA organization in general.
I think whole season, if he comes out after that season and does it again, then we can look at lifetime suspension. I mean, we look at Gilbert Arenas. What was his...
Gilbert Arenas.
He pulled out a gun in the locker room and he was done.
But modern NBA is a bit more softer than
A bit. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a
It's
lot.
about business, really.
Yeah.
But
I
Ja
saw,
Morant
I
wasn't
saw
good
a
then.
video like, and it was like the NBA trying to create superstars, and it was RJ Barrett was defending Wemby, and Wemby just hop stepped over him and did a lay. RJ stepped back, didn't touch him, and then the ref was like, "Yep, foul," and everyone was like, "What the hell, bro?"
Like, I don't know,
no.
refs. They need to like retrain the refs or something, man. It's getting ridiculous, bro. Like,
Or maybe introduce a system
Bro,
that helps out the
everything-
rest.
Yeah.
everything's a foul. We've got this new flopping, like you can
Yeah.
get fined for flopping and taxed for flopping, but no one gives them out. They all flop. Every single player flops.
they need to implement it more, right?
Everything's
And
just soft, man.
And then foul, yeah, like I said, fouls, like with most NBA players, they're literally just going like that, letting the player run into them.
Yeah.
And then it's still a blocking foul.
Yeah, I don't understand the ones where they stand up like this, and then they go swipe through them and go up.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're
yeah.
like, oh, yes, foul.
Chris Paul's
Dude was standing
specialty.
Like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous, man.
They need to start supporting the defense in the NBA. The only reason why I think they're so light on it is because when you get performances like this Dallas game, 144 points,
Yeah,
like that,
it's an entertaining game.
exactly
because everyone
entertaining
scored.
game. Imagine losing a game and scoring 126 points.
Yeah. You
That
don't see
never
that
used to
very
happen. Never used to happen at all. And so people love watching it because points are going up every 2 seconds. So.
People love seeing points.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, NBA is a business, right? They're going to do what attracts most viewers.
Exactly.
Right?
But you know who's entertaining to watch? You put DeJounte Murray on, who can score the ball, but he's a lockdown defender. Like, I like that side of things. Not all the time. Like, I love watching people go out and just spark it. Like, Maxi's 50 piece, bro. I was so gassed. But seeing, like, I mean, he had 3 blocks, so he was playing defense. But seeing people play defense as well as score, I think is pretty interesting. But for me, the NBA has just too many stoppages. It's not flowing enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right.
The review, the coaches challenge. That's I like the idea of the coaches challenge, but the amount of times that they added onto the timeouts where it just stops the game, and it's all because of the referees. Well, it's not because of the refs. They're causing it, sort of. You know what I mean, right? It's like they're challenging the refs' call. So if we just had some system like the soccer with the VAR or something that can help us out, quickly solve the problem, move on, instead of standing in front of a screen for like
take 8 minutes to challenge one call. Like,
it takes too long, so they need to speed up that process.
Yeah.
But I reckon we finish off with one team we all think Zach LaVine should go to. I reckon so we finish it off now.
Look, I say Philly, but I think fit purposes,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Memphis, man. They need to
Memphis?
score. I think he'd do well at Memphis.
That's a good shout there.
I'm going to say Raptors. They honestly need a consistent scorer. Like, yes, Siakam's there, but he's not as consistent as Zach LaVine is usually. I say it wouldn't be bad there.
What did they give up for him though?
Well, it could be like the Philly Clippers trade. You could just go up with some depth.
They could give up OG Anunoby, but OG's a good scorer and defender.
He's the defender, yeah. But I don't know. I think it would fit there because scoring purposes. But yeah, like I said, what do you give up? That's something up to the GM to look out for.
Well, a bit early on, but Clippers potentially.
Ooh.
I mean, at this point, like the Clippers, if they're gonna stay playing this way, you sort of have to make a move. And if Zach LaVine's the best option on the market right now,
Who do you give up though? Russ?
you give up Harden or Russ,
I don't
or even
think
both maybe.
They bought in on Harden.
I don't think
they
they'll-
give him up.
You don't think they'll give Harden up? I think if Harden continues to play like this, they'll give him up.
No, I think it's too early.
I think they'll end up keeping Russ. They want to keep Russ. It's too early now. But like, let's say later on down the line, if he's still available and they continue to play like this, I reckon Harden's on the chopping block there. Potentially Harden and Russ, but I don't think they'll give up Russ. Russ has been playing solid and he wants to be there.
Yeah.
He loves LA. So, but the other team I was thinking was I was also thinking Memphis.
Memphis would be interesting, especially like with Jar out.
Or Charlotte Hornets.
Hornets.
They could use some scoring. LaMelo's got the passing ability.
Speaking of Charlotte, Miles Bridges comes back very soon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That'll be good to see, finally.
Yeah, Charlotte aren't doing amazing right now.
No.
But they don't have the best team, obviously.
Yeah, but that's a topic for another day, because we're quite overdone.
Yeah.
Thank you all for watching. we hope you enjoyed our recap, and we'll be back and see you again in another week. See you later.
Later.
Yeah.